There is no doubt that the Labrador Retriever is the most popular breed in the world for a reason. And in today's video, we're going to talk about 3 amazing facts that you might not be aware about them. Welcome back to the Atherton Labrador Show, and this channel is dedicated to helping you learn more about this incredible breed. Now, in today's video, I'm going to hand you over to one of my breed experts who's going to break down 3 amazing facts about one of my favourite dog breeds.
Number 1, they only come in 3 colours. I myself have seen way more than 3 Labrador colours, and I'm sure you have too. From charcoal to silver to champagne to cream to red, it seems like a limitless kaleidoscope of colour possibilities. But according to the official documentation, Labs come in just black, yellow and chocolate, in that order. Without getting into the complexities of genetics, suffice it to say that some of the unusual colours actually come about as a result of diluting gene, giving us shades of those 3 colours we recognise. So a silver lab is just a diluted chocolate lab. Others come about as a result of colour deepening genes. So the much sought after fox red lab is actually an intensified yellow lab. The genetics are fascinating and wild, creating little colour variations that some breeders and buyers get a real kick out of. But it all just comes back to those core 3, black, yellow and chocolate. Oh, and as a bonus note, we might never have had anything but black if the original 19th century breeding practices of euthanizing the yellows and chocolates that came out in litters had continued. Number 2, their noses make them thoroughly employable. When you think of nose work and dogs, you probably think of the noble bloodhound, whose scenting skills are the stuff of legend and whose nose packs 230 million scent receptors, compared with our own measly 5 million. But Labradors don't get enough credit for their own phenomenal noses. Because they're so trainable, their noses have been put to the task of sniffing out cancer in humans, finding concealed electronic devices full of illegal activity, and even determining whether fires in buildings were natural or man-made, though they only use black labs for sniffing through soot, for obvious reasons. Perhaps even more remarkable is that Labradors have been sent into sewage pipes to sniff out flushed contraband. They can smell past the gag-inducing stench of human waste to find a tiny bag of Class A drugs, and that level of olfactory excellence blows my mind. On top of this, labs who are already trained to detect specific smells can be retrained to identify new ones for new purposes. So cancer-sniffing labs were retrained to detect COVID-19 during the pandemic, and retired arson detection dogs have been enlisted by truffle foragers to help them find so-called black gold, which can seft for a hefty $1,000 per pound. So, if you've got a Labrador at home who's eager for some more stimulation, and what lab isn't, then why not put her nose to the test and see what she's capable of? Number 3, they're not actually from Labrador. That's right, the eponymous poster child of Labrador on the east coast of Canada is not from Labrador at all. The Labrador Retriever actually hails from not that far away from Labrador, the adjacent region of Newfoundland, which I'm sure you've worked out already is also the home of the rather more giant and rather more fluffy cousin to the Labrador, a gorgeous water rescue worker, the Newfie. There is some debate about the history, whether the Newfie and the Lab were just heavier and lighter variants of the now extinct St. John's water dog, or whether one gave rise to the other, or whether the Mastiff had something to do with making the modern Newfie so different from the modern Lab. Whatever the case, the Labrador Retriever originated from Newfoundland, and it's not known how this confusion about the name arose. That said, it's not really such a bad thing, considering that the word Labrador actually comes from the Portuguese Labrador, meaning labourer or worker, which I think you'll agree is actually the perfect translation for a dog whose astonishing work ethic and practical versatility is literally world-renowned.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to learn more about one of my favourite breeds in the world, the Labrador Retriever, make sure you subscribe to this channel because it's exactly what it's designed to do, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode.